Some developers played it safe. Rockstar did the opposite and released one of the most expensive and ambitious games ever made. The gamble paid off and then some. This video is about what changed after that moment, how one game rewrote the rules and left the entire industry chasing its shadow. GTA 5 Unmatchable Commercial Explosion. The game launched with a bang and broke every prior record in the industry. It earned $800 million in the first 24 hours. By the end of day 3, the total had surpassed $1 billion, making it the fastest entertainment product ever to reach that figure. That includes all forms of media, not just gaming. By comparison, blockbuster films like Avatar and Avengers Endgame took weeks to hit that same number. Grand Theft Auto 5 pulled it off in just 3 days. Sales continue to grow with over 32 million copies sold by the end of 2013 alone. Within just a few months, the game had already paid off its development and marketing budget several times over. By March of 2025, Grand Theft Auto 5 had shipped more than 215 million copies worldwide. These numbers are not just impressive, they completely redefine what success could look like in the video game business. When I first saw those early results, I knew something had shifted forever. It was not just a hit game anymore. It had become a global entertainment phenomenon that even Hollywood had to acknowledge. Open world redefined by Los Santos, so vivid. Rockstar created Los Santos with unmatched attention to scale, detail, and immersion. The game world was larger than Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto 4, and San Andreas combined. Its size was not just about landmass, it felt alive. From high-end Vinewood streets to rural desert outposts, every area offered unique environments, characters, and random encounters. The weather system, traffic behaviors, pedestrian dialogue, and wildlife added further realism that made it feel more like a functioning world than just a game setting. Earlier titles like Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas introduced the concept of open-world freedom, but none of them had this level of density and interactivity. Even GTA 4, known for its gritty realism, felt more static in comparison. Los Santos gave players freedom to explore, drive, cause chaos, or simply people watch, with the world reacting believably to every action. I still remember cruising through Vespucci Beach during sunset and just watching the city come to life. That moment made me realize this was not just a map. It was a virtual city that could stand alongside anything seen in cinema or simulation. Narrative innovation, 3 protagonists viewpoint. Grand Theft Auto 5 broke away from the single-character formula by giving players control over 3 fully developed main characters, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. Each one had a distinct personality, backstory, and lifestyle. Michael was a retired bank robber living in suburban misery. Franklin was an ambitious young hustler trying to escape gang life. Trevor was completely unpredictable, violent, and often hilarious. What made this structure so powerful was that players could switch between them at almost any time, seeing the world from 3 unique angles. This design let the narrative unfold in layers. Some missions required all 3 characters to work together, each contributing from different positions and roles during the same scene. The result was a cinematic flow that no other game at the time could match. Critics praised the writing, pacing, and voice performances, and many studios took notes. Since then, other developers have experimented with multi-protagonist formats, but few have done it with the same clarity and energy. I personally appreciated the emotional contrast. Michael's family troubles, Franklin's ambition, and Trevor's chaos each pulled me in differently. Switching between them did not just change the gameplay, it changed how I felt about the story as a whole. GTA Online transforming persistent worlds. Rockstar launched Grand Theft Auto Online in October 2013, just weeks after the single-player release. What started as a multiplayer add-on quickly became a massive ecosystem. Players could create their own characters, buy apartments, form crews, customize vehicles, and build their criminal empires from scratch. The content kept growing over the years with major updates like heists, gun running, nightclubs, and the Diamond Casino and Resort. By early 2014, more than 70% of all Grand Theft Auto 5 players had logged into GTA Online. The game brought in hundreds of millions of dollars from microtransactions, with digital currency purchases driving long-term engagement. By 2020, GTA Online had earned over $1 billion in revenue on its own. This shifted how developers approach multiplayer games. The focus moved toward live service models where content evolves over time instead of through sequels. Rockstar's continuous updates set expectations for how games could live and grow. They added seasonal events, new missions, and even real estate markets within the game. Watching players organize multi-part heists with their crews reminded me of watching a film being made in real time. There was tension, creativity, and collaboration. It felt personal. It showed that multiplayer did not have to mean chaos, it could mean storytelling. Cultural and streaming phenomenon continues decade on. Grand Theft Auto V held the top spot on Twitch in 2024 with more than 1.4 billion hours watched across all audiences and over 25.8 million hours streamed by broadcasters. That level of sustained viewership 11 years after initial release is rare in gaming and shows a deep ongoing engagement from players and fans. Roleplay servers turn the game into a form of live improvised theater where participants adopt characters, create stories, and react in real time to each other. These communities kept the content fresh and social, drawing large audiences who stayed to follow evolving plots and personalities. The combination of long-running online components and player-driven drama meant that new viewers kept coming even as anticipation built for the next major installment. I have logged into multiple streams and seen viewers quiet with focus, then erupt in laughter or shock as players went through intense, unscripted moments. Those scenes feel like shared live events, not just gameplay. Technological stepping stone engine upgrades. The underlying technology evolved notably over time and raised expectations for open-world presentation. Rockstar Advanced Game Engine received major reworks for each generation of hardware. Early enhancements added higher-resolution texture filtering, improved shadow quality, and support for 4000 resolution and 60 frames per second on PC. Later updates brought ray trace reflections, native 4000 output on the newest consoles, and high dynamic range support. These changes made the game feel visually current even years after its original release. This consistent improvement pushed competitors to match fidelity and performance in their own open worlds. The pressure to deliver comparable graphical polish became part of the standard development conversation across major studios. Industry influence shifting development strategies. The commercial and operational model around Grand Theft Auto V changed how major studios think about sequels and ongoing revenue. Rockstar slowed the cadence of releasing a direct follow-up and instead concentrated resources on expanding and monetizing the online component for the long term. That choice created a reliable income stream and showed that one title could sustain attention for years rather than relying on frequent new releases. Other developers began taking similar notes and adjusting their planning to favor sustainable live operations with rolling content over pushing quick sequels. From my perspective, as someone watching industry trends closely, the fingerprints of this shift are visible in many post-Grand Theft Auto V releases. More and more companies now prioritize live engagement and incremental updates over one-time sales. Academic and real-world applications, synthetic data. Researchers started using the simulation quality of Grand Theft Auto V to create synthetic datasets for robotics problems such as simultaneous localization and mapping and visual place recognition. The virtual environment allows generation of large-scale labeled data across diverse conditions without the costs and constraints of real-world collection. Experiments have shown that these synthetic samples can be comparable in quality to real sensor data and can supplement, or sometimes even replace real captures in training and testing autonomous systems. This work extended the game's influence beyond entertainment into practical scientific tools. It helped demonstrate the value of high-fidelity virtual worlds in accelerating research. That crossover into academic applications highlights how a single entertainment product can impact fields far beyond its original purpose. More than 200 million copies sold, billions in revenue, and roleplay servers that feel like live TV. GTA 5 did things no game had done before. What part of its legacy do you think stands out the most? Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear your take and suggestions for the next video.